Hey you guys, what's up? Hey girl, hey, it is your girl Tash and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, welcome. Super glad that you clicked on today's video. We're going to be getting into a makeup and story time. I'm actually going to share with you guys the worst ever experience that I've had with a doctor. This is gonna blow your mind, so try to stay tuned if you can. I'm gonna be playing with a lot of newer makeup, a newer makeup brand to me, some new palettes, just a little bit of this and that. I'm also going to be reviewing and testing out the new BK Beauty x Angie Hot and Flashy collab. So if you are interested in that, then let's go ahead and get into it. Right, so I want to know what your worst experience with a doctor has been. Hopefully you've never had any this bad, but we're going to go ahead and get into everything. I'm just going to start kind of playing with and applying stuff. If I forget to mention it because I'm caught up in the story, just check the description box below. A lot of the links down there will be affiliate links, just FYI. And I also want to say a huge congratulations to Angie from Hot and Flashy. If you guys don't know who she is, I will link her channel here. She is really beautiful and just amazing. I've actually been watching her for years. So yeah, I was really excited to see that she collabed with BK Beauty. I do want to shout them out for sending over the brush set for me to test and review. You guys do know that I'm affiliate of BK Beauty, and I actually tried out one of their other brush collections, which is a bunch of the brushes here. So let's quickly get into Angie's and I will show you her 7-piece kit. So here is her card. This comes with the kit in the box. Now this does come wrapped up very beautifully, but I couldn't wait to open mine, guys. I'm sorry. But here's her card. It tells you all about the brushes that she chose. Now she did do a 7-piece kit with this. And first of all, can we just appreciate, I mean, she looks absolutely gorgeous, and I want to commend her and the owner, Lisa J, who is also here on YouTube. I will link her channel here. I have to commend both of you ladies on these shots, because what I noticed when I opened this box is that it looks like Angie did not let them retouch her photos. These look absolutely gorgeous. You can see her skin. You can see that it's not airbrushed or it doesn't look to be. And I am just so proud of her because so many people let them retouch photos and then it makes it look like they're perfect. You know what I mean? Not to say that there's anything wrong with this photo. It's absolutely gorgeous. They both are. Angie is stunning. But I love that these photos look real. So commending you ladies on that. So here is the 7-piece kit that she collabed with BK Beauty on. First of all, what I love about the brushes is that she chose to do a different color. If you are unaware, BK Beauty is pretty much like a maroonish color, and then the metal piece. These are like a really beautiful gunmetal gray, and it looks like they have like a metallic kind of a finish. Don't know if the camera will pick that up or not, but they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. So really quickly, guys, I'm going to let you know which brushes she chose. So again, there are 7 pieces in the kit. We're going to start backwards with A507, which is a face brush. This is the angled brush. The next one is the A506. I am so excited about this one. I don't recall if, excuse me guys. So I don't recall if BK Beauty has a concealer brush like this. If they do, I'll link it below, but I don't have it yet. And I'm pretty sure I have all their brushes. Okay, so this is the A506. This is the concealer brush, and this is what it looks like. You guys, if you've never tried a BK Beauty brush, I just want to let you know they are super duper soft, and they are vegan, they are cruelty free. These are vegan fibers. They are top-notch quality. So I know they can be a little bit more on the pricier side, but I look at this more as an investment. If you're needing to maybe redo your makeup brushes, these apply makeup flawlessly. They pick the product up, you know, just beautifully, and the way that it just applies, I'm telling you, they're beautiful. They do offer free returns, so if you're not satisfied, you can return them, no questions asked. So okay, So moving on to A505. This one is the shimmer brush, and it's just a beautiful flat brush. And then A504 is the detailer brush. This one is this little guy right here. This is perfect for detail. Okay. And then A503 is the blender brush. So it should be this guy. Yep. Now this looks similar at first sight to the original BK Beauty blender brush, but it is a bit different. I feel like theirs is a little more fluffier, where hers is, it's not that it's not fluffy, but it has like a more narrow tip to it. Don't mind my original BK Beauty, it's very dirty, but I feel like this could fit perfectly into deep set eyes or more mature eyes, you know, how they start to sit more deep set in. So I feel like that would fit really perfectly in there, especially for those that have, again, the deep set eyes or hooded eyes. This collection was curated for more mature women, but anybody can use them. So, okay, so moving on to A502. So A502 is the crease shader. Again, this is gonna fit perfectly in those deep set eyes and also hooded. It's like perfect. So perfect. Okay, and then the last and final one is the lid shader. That is A501, which again is similar to the original BK Beauty shader brush, but I feel like this one may be like a little bit, I don't want to say thin just because that sounds bad, but like where it can fit into those more mature eyes. All right, so I will be playing with those when I get to the eyeshadow portion of the video. Again, you guys, just want to congratulate Angie from Hot and Flashy. These brushes look fab. Okay, so I'm not going to be using the ColourPop X Tink palette today, guys. I did swatch it for you. I'm sorry it's taking me forever. I'm just not really in a green mood today. Kind of more in like a purple-esque mood, but this is what it looks like. It is a 9-pan palette. As far, oh, I just stuck my finger in it. Look at that. As far as I know, guys, this is still available on the ColourPop website. So if you are wanting it, I will have it linked below for you. Those are the shades there. They're absolutely beautiful. I feel like this one might actually be a little bit better formula than most of their 9-pan palettes that I've personally had, but I can't really say that right off the jump for sure because all I've done is swatch them, but they do feel amazing. So I think we're gonna go in with a It's a Mood palette. If you guys are unaware, they are launching another big palette like this one here, and it's more of like a jewel toned palette. I'm gonna insert a picture here. It's so beautiful. All right, guys. So I need to quit talking so much and get into the bullshit. Okay, so as many of you know, in this video here, I shared my intro to my story that I'm going to be sharing with you guys about my addiction. And so this kind of goes along with that. I'm just going in with my Viseart eyeshadow primer. This kind of goes along with that. That's how I found this doctor, because he is a pain management doctor slash Suboxone doctor. And y'all are not going to believe some of the stuff I'm about to share with you. He is a hot mess, y'all. So, okay, that's how I found him, right? So he is about an hour and 30 minutes from me. I know, that's a hell of a drive, but here's what happened. So a little bit of backstory. When I first went into outpatient recovery and started my Suboxone journey to get clean, I was going to a clinic here. Well, at that time, I was working full-time. I was supervising 2 group homes at a mental health facility, and the things that they were having me do at this facility, it was just too much. I mean, I enjoyed my nurse, my doctor, my counselor. I enjoyed everybody that worked there. They were fantastic. It was like almost like becoming a family member of the clinic, because, you know, I'd gone there so much. Like, I had to go once a week. In the beginning, it was so much more. It was like 2 to 3 times a week. But I had to go once a week. And so I saw them every week. I had to take a urine test. And that's just part of being on the Suboxone program, in case you don't know anything about that. So I, again, was there once a week. I had to do a counseling session, and I had to turn in a piece of paper that showed my counselor that I went to group therapy 3 times a week. Now, it wasn't just regular group therapy. You either had to attend AA or NA, which is great. I'm not knocking that. They really do help you stay clean. I mean, when you're trying to get clean, you need a support system. So I think that NA and AA is great. I fully support the program, and I'm just going to put it out there. If you work it, it works, okay? So, yeah, but I mean, I had to do all of that plus work full-time and then some, you know. I was working overtime. The facility started to become short-staffed, and it was just a hot mess. So I found this doctor through a family friend who was actually seeing them for pain management. But then I found out that he was a Suboxone doctor as well. So the first time I met him, he was really nice. He was kind of quiet towards me. Of course, a lot of people are when they find out that you're an addict, which is stupid to me because when I first met him, I had already been clean for, I think, like 2 or 3 years. And so I don't know why he was kind of weird, but he was weird from the jump. So the first time that I ever met him, that family friend went with me, and I had my appointment with them. They kind of introduced me. You know, I'm really skeptical of people anyways. I'm not just like right off the jump really trusting. So it took me quite a while to warm up to him. And so the first appointment, like I said, it was okay. I wasn't impressed, but I went back anyway because with my job required me to be available if somebody called off, if I had to fire somebody, if somebody got hurt on the job. I mean, I had to be there to fill in. So I needed a doctor that I could go to and continue the program and continue like online therapy, which is working great for me, or online group, or, you know, me staying in and reading my NA book, or, you know, just things like that. And to say it, I mean, some people may not agree with me, but I have a very supportive group behind me. I have very supportive family. Nick is very supportive of me. And so if I ever need to talk, I know that I can go to any of them and talk. And I know that I'm very grateful for that. A lot of people don't have that. And so I know that I'm very grateful, and I'm very blessed for that. I'll leave the shades that I'm using in this Big Mood palette below, guys. So this doctor only required me to see him once a month, which, okay, cool. That works better with my work schedule. So I continued what I was doing as far as therapy and all that, and I agreed to see him once a month. So as I'm going along, I mean, it's been, let's fast forward to like 3 months of seeing him. The way that he operates is really kind of, I don't know, I wanted to say laid back, but like, that's not the case. Because if this guy's in a pissed off mood, like if he's mad at other patients and stuff, you're gonna know. You are going to know. He will like come in and, I mean, not say anything and just have like the most screwed up look on his face, and I'd be like, oh, hey doc, how are you? Just because he was really weird anyways. And so I just kind of tried to lighten the mood with, hey, what's up, how are you? And this dude would sit down, you guys. He has no file with him. Most doctors carry your file. He has no file with him. He has no computer with him. He's dressed in jeans and a sweatshirt or something, and it's just very uncomfortable. And so he would sit down and he would just start going on and on and on and on about his day, which fine, everybody needs to vent. But when you're coming in telling me things about other patients, I'm a little uncomfortable. So like if he had a patient that he got into it with or what have you, we'll get there. But he would like come in telling me all about it, and just going on and on and on, and I'm just going, oh my gosh. And it's not like he was just complaining, you guys. He was like cussing. Every other word was the F word. He would like be ghetto as hell and just like, it was not a pretty sight. So few more appointments like that, and I mean, it just basically continues on. And like, he would like accuse you of stuff, like stupid stuff, like he would forget to fill your medication and accuse you of trying to like get an extra prescription or something, or you're trying to fill it too soon, or well, obviously not, because the insurance company doesn't let you fill your meds early. I mean, yeah, it was just a hot mess. He would come in, sit down, and say, well, how the you doing, Miss So-and-so? And I'm like, is this dude for real? Or he would come in and throw, I don't know, let's say he had a packet of papers with him. He would come in, throw that on the desk or the chair, and just start bitching. Whether he was bitching about traffic, everybody bitches about traffic, but like most of the time it was patience. So let's get into his nurse. His nurse was horrible, you guys. Horrible. This heifer did not return phone calls. She would not fill your prescriptions or fax them over. And so I remember one day I got halfway home, and, you know, I wanted to make sure that my prescription was ready, because you guys know I live in the country. And so it takes a good 15-20 minutes to get to the pharmacy sometimes from where we live. And so I like to know that my prescriptions are ready so I can just swing by and pick them up. I don't have to run back out, especially in the winter time. And so I called the pharmacy and this particular day, and I was trying to see if it was ready. Lo and behold, it had never been faxed over. Now, mind you, I'm driving home from this city, so I couldn't get a hold of anybody. I had to turn around and drive all the way back, hunt down his nurse, and try to get my prescription. Like, just paper form, because she was not doing her job. And I'd had that problem with her several times already, where I wouldn't get my prescription filled, and it would take like weeks to get a call back, or weeks to get the prescription filled. Mind you, I'm out of my medication. Now, this is a medication that you cannot run out of. Like, you will get violently ill, okay? It's just not, it's not a pretty sight. So went all the way back that day, had it out with her. He accused me of trying to get over on them. Like something like I was trying to get an extra prescription that day or some shit like that, or I lost it, or she never filled it. So fast forward to the next time this happens with his nurse. I had to call. He has 3 locations. So he has this location that he frequents like once or twice a month. I'm really not sure. And then he has another location in another state. It's Indiana. I live in Illinois, for those that don't know. And he has another location here in Illinois. How in the hell does a doctor keep up with 3 practices? And furthermore, why do you need 3 practices? So I've used these 2 brushes so far, guys. They're really, really nice. This detail brush would be really good for the outer V here, and just doing some detail work out here and like blowing it out, and then like, it would just look gorgeous. It works really good for the brow bone. You could do some detail work in here. You could use it for your inner corner. And this one blends out flawlessly, as you can see. So I'm going to go into... Oops, guys, this is the detail brush. My bad. I'm going to use this brush right here that I just used, and I'm going to use this on the outer V, and I'm going to darken this up a little bit. So, where did I leave off? Oh, I know what I can tell you guys. So one time, I could not get a hold of him, you guys. It was a nightmare. So when I finally did, he was not coming to the clinic that I used to see him at, because he was getting ready to go out of town. So I had to have Nick drive me all the way. Well, he didn't have to. He wanted to come with. But he drove me all the way to Indiana to see this guy to get my prescription filled. Now, why in the hell couldn't he have just saw me virtually? I literally drove all the way there to walk in, talk to him, and walk out with my prescription. So then I tried to have it filled there because I had already been out of it for a few days because he was making it so difficult for me to get. And so I tried to fill it while I was there. And of course, the pharmacist, I had no idea that I couldn't fill my prescription that was written by my doctor who's in Indiana. Like, that's his home base. I had no idea that as an Illinois resident that I couldn't fill it there. So of course then it was like this whole big thing with the pharmacy, and I was mortified. Mortified. He told me to go fill it, and he told me where to go fill it. So when I got there and they wouldn't do it, I just was like, dude, really? Like, you're the doctor. Like, how do you know that they won't fill that there and you practice in the same 2 states? You know what I mean? So that was really embarrassing. So we drive all the way back to Illinois. And I can't remember if by the time we got here the pharmacy was closed. But generally the one that I went to had to order it because of the amount of my prescription. So that was a whole big thing. But like, why should I have to drive to another state to come see you? Seriously? So anyways, that happened. And then, you guys, these shadows are really, really, really pretty. I swear, like, these big palettes by ColourPop just blow my mind. These brushes by Angie just blend everything out so flawlessly, you guys. They are just as good as the BK Beauty ones. Like the regular collection, if you know what I mean. Like, these are amazing, and this is why I love these high-end brushes so much, because y'all know I'll be blending for a decade. I don't have to do that with these. I really don't, and I love that. It just saves so much time, especially like when you're in a hurry or you're, you know, you're on a time limit. Like, you know, you got kids or you're getting ready for an appointment, work, whatever. It just blends everything out so beautifully. I mean, look, girl. I know you guys, some of y'all think I'm crazy. But, I do have a code so you can save some money off if you want to try out BK Beauty. And it's pretty much risk-free, guys. If you don't like the brushes or you don't think they're worth the money like I do, send them back. Y'all, I have to apologize. I know I'm all over in this video. I have not filmed in a few days. So I'm going in with the A505, that shader brush, and I'm going into this color called Mousse. It is this really pretty, like, jewel-toned purple. Y'all, it is fall, and I am here for it. This is my favorite time of year. It's nice and cool outside. Oh, it is gorgeous. The leaves are turning. I'm just waiting for that fall rain. Y'all will have to excuse me. I'm not done with the story yet. I'm appreciating the beauty of these brushes and this palette. It's just so pretty. You know what, you guys? I don't think that I have a smaller brush like this from BK. I'm looking at the ones that I do have, and they're kind of fluffy. So like, these are the ones that I have from BK Beauty that I would use to put shadow on. These are the 4 actually. And I generally use the A203. So here's the difference between Angie's shimmer brush and their eyeshadow brush that I have. So like, there's the difference to me. I love that she included this flat brush. Because it just, for me, I like to go all the way up to my crease here, because I do have like this eye is more deep set back, I guess. And so I like to go up to my crease and then just kind of blend the 2 colors together so that it looks like it's supposed to be like that, I guess. So this was a good addition to BK. It just helps you really get up there to where you don't have to go all the way up, you know what I mean? And you don't have to be so careful like I have to with a lot of my pointed brushes like this. It's got like the perfect tip. I don't know if you guys can see that, but going back in with, or you know what, let's take the detail brush and finish the outer V. I love how this brush has that angle at the top there. It just really helps me get right here. If you've seen my other eyeshadow videos before this brush, I always make a mess right here. I'm still learning a lot about blending and, you know, mixing colors, and it's a learning curve, you know. But I don't particularly on me like the darker color from my outer V up here. I just never have. I don't think it looks right on me for some reason. If it's like the shape of my eyes or what, but I just don't like it. I think it looks sloppy on me. And this brush just fits perfectly right there. And I'm just gonna take that big fluffy brush and just kind of go right here and kind of blend a little bit more, just so that those lines right there are not so harsh. Angie snapped with these brushes, y'all. These are amazing. I just love the way that they fit so great here in the crease. If you just wanted a very sheer wash of color, I'm just going to take this brush on any color here in the palette. This is like a rose gold color. And you could just take this and go all over the lid. And, you know, up into the crease a little bit and just be done. You know, if that's your jam. You know, or you're in a hurry that day. See how beautifully that applied color to the back of my hand? And then you're just taking a one and done brush. You're just one and done. Very, very pretty. I'm gonna have to tell you guys, I recommend these brushes so far. I think, especially for those that have a lot of issues doing detail work. I mean, I'm looking here at a lot of my drugstore brushes, some of my other high-end brushes like Delium Tools and stuff. And I know that they have other brushes that are detailed, but like, I cannot get super detailed with something like this. Personally, it doesn't, I don't get the blend that I want. Like this guy here from Profusion, this is a fabulous brush, but a lot of places forget to make it like this, where it's got like the rounded tip where you can really get in there. Y'all, I would have to do like a full-on dedicated brush video to kind of explain what I'm talking about, because I know some people are probably sitting there going, girl, what in the hell? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm going to be done with the eyes for now. We're going to start on the face. And one product that I have not used with you guys yet, I don't remember using, is it the LA Girl? Did I use that with you guys? I can't remember. Maybe I did. It's in my testing bin. So I don't remember. Okay, well, I'm going to use it anyway. This is the LA Girl Tinted Foundation. It has a buildable natural finish. I have been enjoying this off camera, and I have mine in the shade Tan. You guys, please don't mind the lighting today. It's really gloomy outside, and so I had to be able to let you guys see what I'm doing and everything. So, I'm going to go off camera and prime my face really quickly. I didn't forget about the story. We're going to get back into it, but we're going to apply this when I come back. Alright, y'all. So, I just remembered some stuff. So, I remember this one time I went to see that doctor, and my other doctor had put me on another medication, and because he told me that I was pre-diabetic. Okay, so we're going to treat it, nip it in the ass. Because unfortunately diabetes runs on my mom's side of the family. So, you know, like we already know what it's about and that it's scary and all of that stuff. So I had let him know, and he looks at me and then looks at the floor and goes, okay, so you're diabetic. And I was just like, are you joking? I looked at him and I was like, first of all, no, I'm not. And secondly, I was just letting you know. So, you know, at that point, I had kind of started to get an attitude back. He was just so rude, you guys. So rude. The final blow for me was that I went to an appointment, and this was sometime last year. And I distinctively remember it because Nick had drove up there with me. And we just kind of made like a road trip out of it. My mom was with me too. And me and homeboy got into it. Y'all, when I tell you the whole clinic could hear us, the whole clinic could hear us. And when I got outside, Nick was ready to go in there and whoop his ass, y'all. I mean, for real, like, it was so bad, you guys. So he basically accused me of abusing my medication, which I did not do, and was cussing at me like he lost his mind. Every other word was the F word. So I probably took it for about 2 to 3 minutes. And after that, y'all, I lost it. I'm not going to repeat what I said, but I lost it, okay? Like, I don't even remember everything that I said. But before I knew it, I was like, you know what? My daddy does not talk to me like this. You're not going to talk to me like this. My man don't talk to me like this. I don't know who the bleep you think you are. And woo, woo, woo. And it got real quiet outside that door. I'll tell you that. So after that, it was a hunt to get rid of him. And so I still put up with him after that, you guys, for like, I don't know, another 8 months or so. And what had happened was the pandemic kicked in, and of course I was afraid to go to a new doctor. You know, he was allowing me to do virtual visits. I'm still doing virtual visits with my new doctor, thankfully, because of the pandemic. And so I still can't get over the cussing match, y'all. What kind of doctor cusses you out because of something they did, because of something they assume, and then you're just supposed to sit there and take it? No, ma'am, not me. I want to show you guys really quickly. I'm pretty much done with this, and I highly recommend it. It is the Wet n Wild Glass Correct Primer Base in yellow, well, banana. If you're my skin tone or lighter, this really gives you a beautiful glow. And it also really helps kind of color correct any darkness. It really just, it makes it a little bit lighter. So I highly recommend this. And I'm also trying to finish up this NYX Angel Veil. So, homeboy had me messed up, y'all. So messed up. Whew. I walked out of that room that day and you could just hear silence. Silence. When I got out to the car, Nick was so heated. It took everything in me to get him to not walk in there because he was just not having it. You know, this guy was just a total mess, you guys. I don't know any doctor that talks to patients like that. I really don't. But he certainly had me messed up because he was not talking to me like that. No, ma'am. So, like I said, we went rounds. So another thing about me that I forgot to mention is that I'm the type of person, when I get pissed and I know I can't retaliate because, you know, I ain't trying to go to jail or nothing like that. When I get pissed, I cry. And so he got the total satisfaction out of that. Talking shit to me, talking about, I don't know why you up here crying and woo, 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 woo. Girl, that just made me fly off the handle again. I'm like, this dude really wants me to whoop his ass, y'all. And I tell you what, if I would have had another doctor at the time, I probably would have, because Nick would have came and got me. No, y'all, I'm not that stupid. I'm not going to jail over no punk doctor. He is not worth all that. So anyway, my final blow and how I fired him as my doctor finally is that just a couple of weeks ago, yeah, a couple of weeks ago, there was mad drama with him. So I saw him virtually on September 7th, okay? My appointment was for the 8th, but he wanted to get ahead on his virtual, so he called me the day before and was like, hey, do you got a minute? We can just do your appointment now. I was like, yeah, that's fine. And basically, this is how our appointments go. How you doing, Miss St. James? Good. How are you? Oh, you know, and then he'll go in to tell me whatever he wants to tell me about his personal life, like I give a shit. And then he'd just say, oh, you just need a refill on your meds? Yep. All right, send it. I just sent it over to the pharmacy, or sent, and have a good day, or whatever he says, you know. And so that's pretty much how that appointment went. Well, my appointments were so far in advance because, you guys, when I tell you this doctor is always on vacation, he's always on vacation. I don't know how he can take time off when you have 3 practices, but for whatever it's worth, he figured out how to do it, and he did it. So I did not think to check the pharmacy to make sure that he sent it over because he'd been so good about it. And also I had been seeing another doctor that is in his office because he's always out of town. And so I just went on about my day. 2 weeks go by, and again, like I said, my appointments were so far in advance because he's always out of town. So about 2 weeks go by. It's coming up time where I need my prescription. So I go into my pharmacy app and I go to click on it to refill it because for months it had been that way. It would just sit there until I needed it. Lo and behold, he forgot to fill that med and my other 3 meds. Okay, fine. Call the office, leave a message, no big deal. I'm sure they'll get back to me soon and fill it. You guys, called and left the first message for the nurse. The nurse never called me back, which to me, if you just do your job, you don't need to call me back. Like, that's perfectly fine. So she never called me back. Still waiting on my meds, yada yada. I'm gonna go in with the Catrice True Skin. I was gonna use my Shape Tape one, but I'm just not in the mood. So this one might be a little bit light, but that's okay. I will fix it with my Flower Beauty here in just a minute. So I had to call there, you guys, no lie, 7 more times to talk to somebody. I still never got a call back. The one person that called me back was a receptionist. And generally, when I call her, that's how I get stuff done. Like, that's how I get my prescriptions filled. Otherwise, y'all, they wouldn't get filled. Because his nurse, I don't know how she even still has a job, but she don't do shit. I mean shit, you guys. So, excuse my language, this guy just, he sends me over the edge. So, talked to the receptionist a couple of times. Apparently, she couldn't get anything done. So finally, I had went to the pharmacy to pick up another medication, talked to them. They're like, what's going on with your prescription? Like, usually it's always here, you know, so we can fill it. We haven't heard back from the doctor. And so I'm like, well, that's because he's being a tool. So could you guys refax him again? And they're like, yeah, sure. So they refaxed him. They called me right away as soon as this fax came in. And they're like, Tash, you might want to call your doctor's office again because he denied your prescription. Seriously? So I call in there. I tell the receptionist that usually helps me what happened. She gets off the phone. Another couple of days go by and she never calls me back, which is really weird because she's so good at her job. Like, she goes above and beyond what her job is. So I end up calling. Well, when I called another location and I got one of his other receptionists and I explained to her what was going on. Do y'all know this girl pulled my records from the pharmacy and was able to tell me when he wrote my last prescription and when I filled it, which was over a month from when I was calling her. So she could clearly see that I needed it, that he never filled it. So she gets off the phone with me and says, I will call you right back. We will get this taken care of. I don't know what his problem is, but he needs to fill your prescription. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So she calls me back. She's super, super sweet. And she's like, so And you could just hear the frustration in her voice. She's like, I talked to him. She goes, the reason he won't fill it is because he says that he needs to see you again in another virtual appointment. But the problem is he's going out of town again. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I have an appointment with him this day because he's going out of town again. I said, but the problem is I just saw him this month because, you know, it was time for me to have my appointment or whatever. And he never filled any of those prescriptions. So I'm like a whole month behind now. I said, and I'm getting ready to run out of this. I go, I've taken less of it and just been sick so that I had enough to get by because I know how he is. She's like, yeah, he tried to say that you made your appointment too early and that you're making your appointments too early. She goes, but what he fails to understand is that he's always out of town and I keep trying to explain that to him. I'm like, yeah, girl, me too. I'm like, so what am I supposed to do? And she's like, oh, well, I'll have you see Dr. So-and-so tomorrow, virtually. She's like, is that cool? And I'm like, oh, of course. And so I had the satisfaction of getting that doctor to take me on as a patient so that I don't have to fool with that doctor anymore. But do y'all know that this dude had the audacity to call me the next day talking about, oh, well, I just thought I'd get a head start on your appointments because I'm going out of town again. I said, oh, you mean like always? You're going out of town again? He got quiet and he's like, well, did you need your prescriptions? Blah, 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 blah. I said, no, because you never filled the last month's prescriptions. I said, I don't need you to do anything for me anymore. I said, I'm done with you. I said, Dr. So-and-so filled my prescriptions for me since you denied them and made me go without them when you didn't do your job from the previous month. I said, so what else can I do for you? He just tried to play like we were cool. No, dog, you don't get it. You're fired. Like, I don't want to see you anymore. Because when we got ready to get off the phone, he was like, oh, well, I'll see you next month. I said, no, you won't. No, you won't. No, you won't. Then, before we got off the phone, he had the audacity to ask me how the family friend was doing. Why are you asking about her? Have you never heard of HIPAA laws? Like, ugh. This guy is a hot mess, you guys. I don't even know how he stays in business. Like, I'm surprised they have not yanked his license yet. I've seen him kick garbage cans, put his hands on clients, patients, like joking with them, like he'll pull your hair, or it's like, no, dude. Doctors just don't do that. Like, I have a doctor and he's my gyno, and a lot of people think he's weird because, like, he has amazing bedside manners. Like, he will hug you after the appointment, especially if he knows you're stressed. Like, when I had to have my hysterectomy and stuff done, he knew how much pain I was in. He knew how bad my endo was and that I needed, you know, support. And he knew everything I had gone through up until the point that I met him. And so he would always hug me and tell me, you know, everything's going to be okay. I got you. We're going to get you through this. We're going to get you feeling better. You know, things like that. But I never had a doctor walk by and be so immature as to pull my hair or stick their finger in my ear and giggle about it. Or he just acted like he was like 15. And then he always found a reason to argue with his patients. And I'm just like, who does that? So I will tell you guys, like, I am so overjoyed that I never have to see this dude ever again. Now, the other doctor that I got is super young. He is, I don't know what his nationality is, you guys, but he is just super sweet, great bedside manners. Like, he has an awesome personality. He's just super easy to talk to, and you can tell that he genuinely cares about you as a patient. Whereas this guy, he would come in and like squat down in it, or like plop down in his chair and like slump over like you were bothering him. Like, it was just sick. It was so sick. And I actually got to the point where I dreaded seeing him. The whole drive there, I was just like, I wish I was on the way home already. But unfortunately, you know, I live in a small area where it's not that easy to find those kind of doctors, you know. You have to have, you know, special, like a special license and a special training and stuff to be able to prescribe that medication. So I can't just go to a regular doctor. But I'm very excited to be done with him. I'm just so happy. Now I want to know, what is your biggest, like your worst experience that you've ever had with a doctor? I had one before I had my hysterectomy done. He didn't believe in hysterectomies. So basically, like, he made me suffer for a good 5 years. He was an asshole too. But guys, that bronzer is so pretty. I think I'm gonna add a little bit to this side just to match the other. So I have got to find some of my funnier stories to share with you guys, because I feel like all the ones I've shared with you have been kind of negative, and you guys know, like, that's not my MO. But the funny ones that I want to share with you are from like my childhood and that, and I know that some people may not find them funny, but I was a kid, you know what I mean? Kids do stupid things, right? So I know I still need to share with you guys the one about one of the guys that I met. I've been thinking a lot about it, and I don't know how comfortable I am filming that one. Like, even though Nick's comfortable with it and stuff, I don't know if I'm comfortable with it. So, I think I'm going to use this blush. This is from SheGlam, and it's this color right here, and it's called Good Vibes. I think these were only a couple bucks. Using all BK Beauty brushes today, guys. Also want to let you guys know I recommend this palette. I will insert swatches if I haven't already. And I'll go ahead and swatch this color story for you. It's gorgeous. Look at those blues. I used this purple today. It was so pretty. It's like a jewel toned-ish palette. I want to know down below, especially if you're one of my ride or dies, have you tried the Artist Couture powder yet? This guy. If not, what are you waiting for? They just had it on sale for $10 if you bought his primer. And I did not buy his primer yet because I have an entire drawer full of primers that I'm trying to get through before I buy any more. Well, and I really didn't have the money when it was on sale, but I really do need to use up my primers. So, anywho, I'm gonna go on my lower lash line with this color here called It's a Rush, and then maybe this purple here called Echoes, and I'm gonna use Angie's detail brush. So, oh, here it is. Duh. Oh my gosh, that did that flawlessly with no fallout or anything. I love it. It just gets right up there, right where you want it. You guys, I know that story was all over the place. Like, if you're still here, when I don't film for a few days, I don't know, I talk like in circles. It's like I'm trying to remember everything and not leave anything out. Okay, so for my inner corner, I'm gonna take this shade right here. It's really pretty. It's like a gold, but kind of with like a pinkish kind of a shift to it. Hard to describe. It is called Love Song. And I'm going to use the same brush. I'm just going to color switch it. It's perfect. Alright guys, so I have these lip tonics from TOK Beauty. And I also have one of their mascaras. I'm going to try these both out on camera. And I'm probably not going to talk because this video is going to be super duper long. But it's from when I won the LYS TOK Beauty MIFA giveaway. I finally ordered from TOK. So this is their lip tonic in Glow. Just a nude shade. And so this is what it looks like. It's this right here. Just a regular doe foot applicator. And again, here is the shade. It's kind of got sparkles in it, I guess. I was gonna wear lipstick today, but my lips are dry, girl. So dry. Okay, first off the bat, I don't like that I can feel the little specks of sparkles. All right, y'all. So this lip gloss, or lip tonic as they call it, I'm gonna come to you, but it's leaving those little, like, it looks like my corners of my mouth are dry. It's pretty gross. I don't recommend this at all. No, boo. No, we can't wear this. So I might actually put on a lip gloss. Give me just a few minutes, and then we're gonna try this mascara together. But these things are like $27, $26. No talk. No talk, beauty. No. No, no, no. No. And I had a lip mask on before I filmed this, so maybe it's just that color. You know what? Let's try the other color real quick. This one is in Rise, and it's like a red color. That's what it looks like. Again, sparklies. So even though this doesn't really, well, it could go with purple. I mean, it's not really what I'm wanting, but I can't wear that nude. I will tell you, you're gonna have glitter on your lips after, which I don't love. Okay, so what I don't love about it is it keeps wanting to go to the corners of my mouth. I love this color. It's very pretty. And even though I can feel a little bit of the sparkles in there, it's really not bothersome to me right now. What I don't like is I feel like it keeps gravitating out here, and I feel like it's gonna wind up out there. I just got some right there too. I don't know if maybe I pair it with a lip liner, if it'll keep it from going out there. For me being able to feel those sparkles or whatever, just a tiny bit, like you can tell they're really, really small. And I'm going to show you guys what I mean. Do you see how it looks kind of chunky? Like that's the little bit of whatever I feel on my lips right now. I'm losing my tan, by the way, so this is a little dark for me, just so you know. But it's comfortable on the lips. I know that these are vegan, cruelty-free. I know that they're made with like avocado oil, olive oil, and so they have some really good skin properties in them. And they do feel nice and lightweight with like a splash of color. But I would recommend pairing them with a lip liner. Let's try the mascara. But before I do that, alright, you guys, so this is the final look that I came up with doing my story time and makeup. I promise you guys the next story time will be a little more put together. Sometimes I'm just not the best at telling stories, so just kind of bear with me. But I really wanted to share that with you guys because that doctor really pushed my buttons. So really quickly, I'm not going to do like a full review right now because I am going to use these again a few more times before I give you my final verdict. But I can tell you right now off of first impressions, these are amazing. I love these brushes. I did not get to use 3 of them, but I did use 4 out of the 7. So again, I'm going to keep using them. Check the description box below and stay tuned for the next video that I film with makeup because I will be using the BK Beauty X Angie, BK Beauty X Hot and Flashy brushes. Again, congratulations Angie and Lisa J. You guys did a beautiful job with these. So I do recommend the brushes, of course, already, just the ones that I've used so far. I think that the rest of them are going to be just like the rest of the BK Beauty brushes that I have in my collection, and I have all of them. I think they're phenomenal. Again, it's kind of one of those instances where you're going to have to want to invest in your tools because they will last you a lifetime and they will make your makeup look flawless, in my opinion. All right, you guys, so as far as the palettes, I love ColourPop's formula, so I knew I would enjoy this. I think that the shades I used thus far blended beautifully. For the Talk Beauty glosses, I don't really care for the nude one. based off of first impressions, I am going to keep this one on as long as it will stay. I do like this color, but I'm going to say I don't feel like these are worth of the $20+ per each. So, so far, based off of first impressions, I do like the mascara. I think it's going to be fabulous once it's been open, you know, for a little bit, now that it's kind of got some air to it. And I already know that I like this LA Girl foundation. I've been using this for a little while now, and it's just really lightweight, but it has some pretty decent coverage to it. For being just a tinted foundation. So I like that it's nice and hydrating. I like that it covers everything that I want it to cover, and it's just very comfortable to wear. Like, everything I'm wearing is pretty much so comfortable anymore that I forget I have makeup on. So all right, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed the makeup and story time. If you are new here, hey girl, hey, what's up? Again, my name is Tash. I hope that you will hit that subscribe button as well as the bell. That way you're notified anytime I upload. To my ride or dies, hey girl, hey, I want to say thank you as always for taking time out of your busy day to come hang out with me. I love you guys so much, and I hope that you're all doing well. Have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.